Happy Monday to you, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Today, I want to talk a little bit about a situation that we see in many households that own multiple dogs. And a viewer actually wrote in and asked a question, will my new puppy learn bad habits from my older dog? And in short, the answer is yes, it absolutely can. So here's another question that can be posed that's very similar to it. Do individuals of one generation intentionally transmit information to unrelated individuals of younger generations? It happens a lot with humans. Humans are all about teaching. Like me right now, I'm kind of trying to teach you at this moment. That's what we do. Older generations pass down information intentionally to younger generations of humans. However, the evidence for that happening in the animal kingdom is very scant. Many studies have been done using chimpanzees, wild canids, even with dolphins, and we really don't see a lot of evidence in which it's done intentionally. There's so many factors that have to come into play for that to happen. One would have to modify their behavior intentionally to teach the young. Instead, what we typically see is this, that learning kind of in a social environment kind of happens in one of three ways. The individual, meaning like the puppy, for example, will learn about its environment by interacting with it. It will simply learn about the household, all the dealings that happen in the household, all the interactions that occur in the household, simply by interacting with its environment. The individual may acquire information also by observing other individuals interacting with the same environment. So your puppy's going to be observing any other conspecifics, meaning other dogs in that household, and how they interact with the environment. They're going to watch, and they will be taking notes when they do. They're very good students in that regard. And they'll also be watching you, taking notes, trying to see how you interact with the environment. And then also the individual may learn by copying or mimicking the behavior of others, lending to the transmission of behavioral patterns among individuals. So they'll also learn simply by copying, mimicking. Monkey see, monkey do kind of situation there, dog see, dog do. It happens. It does happen. For example, out in the wild, you'll notice a young animal in a social group will take note of where the other animals feed. Where do you eat? And they will tend to go to those places. You'll see that with birds. You'll see that with almost any animals out in the wild that live in a social group. Whether it's direct reciprocity, indirect reciprocity, it doesn't matter. They will observe, where do you get food, and wherever you go grocery shopping, that's where I'm going to go grocery shopping. That's one of the first things that they learn about interacting with their environment is, how do you eat around here? How do you get something to eat? So we see a lot of that. Individuals will tend to monitor where other individuals eat, and they will prefer to go to those places. They'll also monitor alarm calls. When other individuals send off an alarm call, they'll pay attention to that. And next thing you know, you'll have a dog who will fire off alarm calls only because the other dogs fired off alarm calls. They don't even know what they're alarmed about. They don't have a clue. It just sets off a symphony of alarm calls. Boom, 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 yipe, 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 all the way through the household. And you got a young puppy going, woo! And they're looking around going, what did I just do that for? What are you guys yelling? Until it learns, why did that happen? Then the next step is, they'll learn to fend off intruders just by watching the other dogs. Absolutely. They'll see other dogs chasing off those delivery people. Rawr, 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 and they'll go, all right, looks like it worked for that individual, so I think I'll give that a shot as well. And they'll do the same thing, even though they really haven't even put together all the pieces of the puzzle yet. They haven't connected all the dots. They don't even really know why they're doing it. They just do it because you, as the older dog, do it. The other individuals in the household, including the humans, they do it too. Doorbell rings, they get up and go to door. Dogs rush to door. Everyone goes to the door whenever there's an intruder, whenever there's a certain sound. They learn this by copying the other dogs. They also learn by eavesdropping. I've done a video on that as well. They will watch what happens between you as the trainer or the owner of the dog interacting with the older dog. For instance, if you scold the other dog, you say, bad dog, really bad, and you come across as being very aggressive in that situation, as almost having like a mini battle. And your young puppy will act as an eavesdropper and will pay attention to that interaction, trying to note who won, who lost. And if you as a human, after scolding the older dog, suddenly approach the puppy, don't be surprised if you see that puppy kind of backing away. They learned this from eavesdropping. Hey, I don't want you coming after me. You just got after that one. Don't come after me. And you will also start to see your young puppy possibly forming an alliance with you against the older dog. Yeah. I mean, if I got to pick out the two of you, I know you, dog. You keep losing every time you go up against Bryan. So I think I'm going to hang out with Bryan a little bit more. It would definitely serve as more of a benefit for me, safety-wise, maybe acquisition of food-wise, spot on the sofa, spot on the bed. After all, I am a cute, adorable little puppy, and I'm kind of vulnerable right here. And I've noticed out of the two of you, that one is more capable of providing me what I need and what I want than you are. You'll see that as well, a lot of attachment. So there's a lot of things. I mean, I've only given you a few examples of mimicry. It's how they learn. So again, they will learn by interacting with their environment as an individual. Just simply cause and effect. I touch this, I get this back. I performed a certain action, and I get this feedback and this result. They will learn on their own. If there are no dogs in the household, no humans in the household, they would learn on their own by interacting with the environment. And most of that interaction will be driven by instinct and by genetic programming, biologically prepared learning. And then after that, they will observe other individuals, if there are individuals in the household, observing, interacting with the environment, kind of watch what they do. We'll notice their successes and their failures. They will learn that. They'll also learn how to copy, like I just said. So yes, the answer, yes. Your dog can learn bad habits, if your older dog has them, from your older dog. I told a story in a video long ago about a little Sheltie I had named Rookie. And I ended up giving Rookie away to another client because at that time our son was very young and the doctors had determined that he was allergic to this long-haired dog that I own. So unfortunately I had to give him away, and I gave him to a great home, but in the home was an older dog who had an extremely rare condition known as stargazing. Yeah, or just simply looking at poltergeist. The dog would just be walking along and also stop, freeze, and start looking at the sky. Didn't matter if it was cloudy day, nighttime, daytime, didn't matter. Things acted like it was watching ghosts flying over. Kid you not. Very, very rare, and it has to be treated through pharmacotherapy. Well, Rookie, my little Sheltie, 6 months later, I asked, like I said, you know, hey, if Rookie is doing bad for you guys, feel free to give him back, because I'd already found out that our son was not allergic to Rookie. He simply had juvenile asthma, a misdiagnosis. And they go, here, you can have him back. And sure enough, Rookie was stargazing. But because I removed him from the other dog, within about a month, the behavior went away. But yeah, he learned to mimic, because he was a very young dog, the behavior of this older dog, even something extremely rare like stargazing. So it does happen, guys. And you need to know this, because this is very impactful on your young dog's development and on their future, especially if that older dog of yours is suffering from any unusual heightened anxiety, has really heightened fearful responses. Dogs can learn to be afraid. Hear that? They can learn to be afraid. So can you. You can learn that. Okay, so what do we do about all this stuff? Well, first of all, the very obvious. Train your older dog. If it's got bad habits, make them go away. Make them go away. Make sure that that young puppy only sees great responses. I love taking an older dog that knows how to lie down. Captain learned a lot of his obedience from the German Shepherd that we own named Dax. Dax was superb at obedience. And I tell Dax to lie down and have Captain right next to him. And next thing you know, you're watching Captain going. So he does it. Just does it on his own, smart little guy that he is. Yeah. I'm talking about you, man. So he comes over here when I'm talking about bragging on him. Yeah, otherwise he's just running around over here and don't ignore me. Get out of here, you little knucklehead. I'm not playing with you now. I'm doing a video. Okay, so he learned a lot of his obedience because I used Dax as a teacher to him. Used him as a model to gauge from. And we do that a lot at Tame the Wild. If we have a dog that has, for example, is having a hard difficulty with learning down, we'll put it next to two other dogs on bookshelf next to the dog that's learning in the middle. And we'll have those two older dogs and well-trained dogs lie down. And sure enough, the young puppy will start to lie down simply by watching them. Not so much taking their cue off of the other dogs before they even take their cue off the trainer. So there you go. Teach great obedience and eliminate bad habits in the older dog, and you won't have anything to worry about. In fact, if anything, you have all this to gain. It's awesome. I love letting older dogs teach younger dogs. It is fantastic. And by the way, before I forget to mention this, that also goes for a little bit of discipline. Every now and then these older dogs kind of take it to the little young dogs, and that's okay. That's okay. That's how the young dog learns, hey, within the safety confines of the household, where we have limitations, we have governors on that aggression. So when I meet a strange dog out in the world outside the household, man, I don't flat out get thumped by that dog. And that can be very traumatic to a young dog and have lifelong consequences, so we want to avoid that. Okay, the other thing that you need to do is if your dog does have bad habits and you're trying to work those out, now you just watch this video and you go, okay, that's it. I'm getting after it. I got to make those bad habits go away. Well, in the interim, you may need to do a little restraining with that young puppy of yours. Go put it in a crate. Go put it in another room. If I can't observe, I can't really learn. I can hear an alarm call and fire off one myself, but man, those are to be desired and undesired. Hey, desired, yeah, thanks for letting me know someone's at my door, but now be quiet because now I know they're at my door, and by the way, they're invited here. So those are things that the animal can still learn even though it's away from your dog. But again, these are creatures who learn with their eyes first. So take your little puppy, put it away while you're doing some training with this older dog and working on some of these bad habits. And once the older dog starts to acquire the new skills, the better skills, yeah, break that puppy out. Let the puppy observe some of the training that's taking place. And then lastly, train your younger dog. Absolutely. Remember, they will respond to you as an individual. We are all individuals within the same pack, within the same household. And the animal will respond to every individual differently. Hence, in previous videos, I talked about how we all get the dog we deserve as individuals. So make sure your training and your interaction with that young puppy are spot on, stereotype signals, stereotype responses. Worry about that. Dog may learn some bad habits from the other dog, but hey, don't learn any bad habits from me. When I'm interacting with you, you're suddenly an angel. When you're the other dog, you're just a little devil you are. But again, by doing the three things I told you, train the older dog, put the young dog up while you're training the older dog, so it's not learning those bad habits, only learning good stuff. And then, of course, train your younger puppy outside of even around your older dog till the older dog gets it, then you can use it as a model as well. And there you have it, guys. So that's it. Yes, your dog can learn and will learn bad habits from other dogs, but you now know how to make those bad habits go away and know how to deal with it. But yeah, monkey see, monkey do, dog see, dog do. It is what it is. I actually think it's a great benefit other than a downside. So just follow my 3 little steps there, and you'll get this thing done. Uncle Dog, you got it done, didn't you, buddy? Get over here and give me that. All right, you're all over the microphone. There's no telling what they're hearing on that microphone. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. It's cold and rainy here today. It's supposed to snow. So tomorrow I've got a special little video. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of snow in the background. Talk to you later. Cattle Dog, you're a nut.